What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today we are going to be talking about some of the things that Advanced Warfare did right that we would like to see return in Black Ops 3. So you guys know that each year, even though it's not the same developer, Call of Duty games kind of build off of each other, and they've been doing it a little bit more lately to where they kind of, take new innovations and new features and stuff that the old one added in, kind of add them into their own game, they build on them, make them better, and it's kind of how the series is starting to progress and become better and better every year. So I want to take a look at some of the things that Advanced Warfare did right that we would like to see return in our next Call of Duty game. So the number one thing I think about when I think about this is the firing range. I think the firing range is by far the best and coolest innovation that Sledgehammer brought to the table with Advanced Warfare. It's such a simple feature, but it was so nice. Before, in previous Call of Duty games, if you wanted to try out your new weapon, you had to either just try it out in a public match for the first time, or you would have to go to a private match, start a game, wait for it to load, get into the lobby, select your class, test it out in the game, have the, game take 30 seconds to end, and then switch back over and finally get into a public match. That took forever. So in Advanced Warfare, they made it so that in created class, you just press start and you can instantly try that thing out. There's like, 9 different spaces where you can go to have different, kind of like enemy setups and different levels of difficulty to be able to test out how it's going to fire in game. I thought it was really, really cool. I actually used it quite a bit. I think it was particularly useful to be able to test out new variants in this game, but even in any other Call of Duty game, to be able to test out your new attachments and stuff like that, it would be really nice, and I would love to see that return in Black Ops 3. Now, when I was at Treyarch a couple of weeks ago, I talked to Vaughn about it, and he said that he wasn't sure if that was a feature they were going to include. It wasn't, definitely out of the picture yet, but he said that he thought that's just kind of what custom games were for, and you could do the same thing in custom games. But I don't know, man. Like, I would really like to see it return, and I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. So we've actually set up a poll over on It's All Viral. It's going to be the first link down in the description. It's almost going to be not really a poll, but more of like a petition type deal. So there are 3 options over there. It's either yes, bring it back, absolutely, I used it a lot. It's, I'm kind of indifferent, it doesn't matter, I didn't use it, but I didn't, hate it. Or it's no, I didn't use it at all, and I don't think it's worth it. So go over there, vote for whichever one you think. I think a majority of people are gonna like this firing range, and I would like to be able to show that to them and be like, hey, I'm not the only one that really likes this thing. So yeah, that's my number 1. Now, my number 2 is supply drops. I think supply drops are awesome. Now hold on, I'm not talking about specifically the weapon variants where some variants are better than others and stuff like that. Like, don't freak out about that. The idea of supply drops was really cool. Being able to earn these things and that sense of like excitement and like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna get Nigerian gloves or gonna get something cool like that whole like kind of like random almost kind of like lottery type deal. I thought that was awesome. I liked all the character customization they brought to the game, through supply drops, through all the different loots and stuff like that. And then I also liked the weapon variants. Now, some people didn't like weapon variants because yes, some variants were better than others. How I think they could have done it and it could be done next time around is have weapon variants that are strictly cosmetic. They don't change the damages or the values of the weapons, they just change the way they look. AKA Counter-Strike Go. Like, Counter-Strike is obviously very, very successful with that. So I would like to see that in some way, shape, or form, although I don't think supply drops are coming back to Black Ops 3. I think that's already been confirmed to the press and stuff like that. So that's just like, that's something I thought they did right. I would have liked to see it in the game, but it's probably not going to be coming. So just, be ready for that. Now, next up, speaking of weapons and stuff like that, I actually really liked the variety of weapons in Advanced Warfare. You had quite a few different types. Like, obviously you had like the regular bullet shooting weapons, but then we also had, the direct energy weapons. We had the railgun snipers. We had the EPM3 that shot the direct energy. We have the new, Magnum that shoots like super, super fast. And like, I feel like there's a good mix of weapons in Advanced Warfare. I feel like there's a lot of different ones you can use. I think in general, the weapon balance has been pretty good. It started off, kind of iffy with the ASM-1 and the BAL-27. Those are still probably the 2 best, but you're always gonna have a best weapon. You can't avoid that. I think that all the other weapons in the game are relatively usable, except for like maybe the EPM3, the MK14, stuff like that. But yeah, I like the variety of weapons that was available in Advanced Warfare, and I think we were all really excited when we first saw like the EM1 that shot the lasers and stuff like that. So I'd like to see some sort of weapon variation in the game. Not necessarily lasers and direct energy, but just like stuff that's a little bit different. Kind of like the hybrid weapons or the the new M1 Iron, stuff like that. Next up, The fourth thing that I really liked out of Advanced Warfare was the introduction of the game mode Uplink. I think Uplink is an absolutely amazing game, both to play as well as to watch through competitive. I think it's a really sweet game mode, and I think it's something we haven't really seen before, and I would love to see something like that return to Black Ops 3, if not Uplink just in itself. Like, I would love to see that thing come back. And another game that I liked was One Shot. Now, granted, this wasn't the game right when it first came out. I thought it was a nice addition. Because, well, A, it gives, snipers, if sniping's your thing, it gives you a place to go do that, and you can have a playlist dedicated just to sniping. But then also, it kind of, takes, like, the guys that want to do nothing but snipe, it gives them somewhere to go so that the rest of the kind of, like, game modes and playlists and stuff like that aren't as saturated with them. So, like, you're playing domination against people who are actually playing domination, not sitting in the back of the map trying to get quickscopes. So, I thought that was kind of a cool one and added to kind of the kind of diversity of the game modes, I guess you could say. So, yeah, those are just a couple of things I first thought of. I'm sure I could come up with more. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. If you guys have any, ideas of things you liked that Advanced Warfare brought to the table, feel free to leave them down in the comments. Also, don't forget that poll, or kind of like the whatever you want to call it, petition over on It's All Viral. I would really like to see Firing Range come back, and if you guys do too, then head over there, click yes, and we'll see if we can tweet that thing at Vaughn. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will catch you guys later. Check out these two videos if you haven't seen yet. Peace out.